This is literally so terrifying. When I first put it on, my husband was like, why? And I'm like, good question. Because I need it for science. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video. We're talking red light today. It's something we haven't really talked about on this channel before. I know I've talked about red light masks that I enjoy, ones that I've been testing, and I've kind of come to my conclusions on the ones that I've been testing. So we're going to be talking about 3 red light masks, 3 really popular ones I know people have questions on, and I am really excited to get in this video. I love devices, and that's something we haven't really talked that much about, but I want to talk more about just devices, whether or not it's hair removal, whether it's red light masks, whether it's something for kind of snatching, contouring the face, all of that, because I feel like devices really can change your life in a lot of great ways for things that you specifically want, without having to go under the knife or do all this stuff. So anyways, I would love to know, what is your favorite red light mask, or just item in general? Do you love a red light, kind of something for your chest and neck, or hands, or hair? I do have a red light helmet that I'll talk about in a different video, but I would love to know down below what it is that you like to use red light for, and what are your favorite items, so that I can try them out and test them out, because I love to do that, and I feel like it's really confusing sometimes when there's so many products out there. Anyways, I just want to jump into the video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this red light mask video. Red light masks, let's get into it. So before we get too deep into like the individual masks, I want to talk about red light as kind of in general. So red light is supposed to be really good for boosting collagen, for fine lines and wrinkles, for inflammation, for evening skin tone. It is also it's said to be really helpful with product absorption. I specifically haven't used it for that, so I'm not 100% sure, but that's also what it's supposed to be good for. It's also be good for kind of tightening the skin and lifting. There's a lot of things that red light is good for, and there's a lot of different devices out there. Again, there's red light masks, and some are soft and some are more like hard shell on the outside. There's red light wands, there's red light helmets, and even baseball caps and stuff like that. There's ones for your hands, for your neck and chest, and there's a lot of amazing red light options out there. They also have red light panels out there that you can have in your house, or just if you don't want a specific mask, you want just like a red light panel for your whole body, for your face. And it's really amazing how many products they have come out with for red light. Now I want to talk about the kind of specifics of the wavelength and all of that in red light. So there's standard red light, which you kind of want to look for something wavelength wise that is 630 to 660 is generally what is deemed good, and that wavelength is really good for the surface and mid dermis area in your skin, and that's really good for kind of tone, texture, wrinkles, stuff like that. Then you have near infrared, and that you want to kind of get a wavelength of 810 to 850 plus, and that penetrates deeper. So that penetrates into like the deep dermis and kind of muscle area, and that is really good for deep repair and firmness and all that jazz. Then you can also go for blue light, which if you are a person of color, okay, if you kind of are in the Fitzgerald scale, if you are the last 2 in the Fitzgerald scale, but even me, I'm not using that. That is not for us. It just can make hyperpigmentation worse. There's a lot of things that why people with tan to darker skin, deep skin, should not use blue light. Blue light in general, the wavelength that you want to look for is 415, and that is really good for acne and all that. But for my tan and beyond folk, because it can make hyperpigmentation worse, and there are a couple other things that it can kind of do. It's just not for us. That's not for us. It's not our journey, but for some people it might be kind of it. And there are some masks that give you the option to use blue light. So if you see that option, I just want to make sure I say, if you look like me or you are darker than me, avoid, run. Don't use it. Anyways, now I kind of want to talk about the actual specific masks and get into their specs and all that jazz. First one I want to talk about is this one, the Omnilux Contour mask. They also have one that is their clear one, and then they also have one for men. This is specifically the Contour one, and the wavelength on this one is, you know what? Let me look at my phone so I'm not lying. 633, which is great for red light. That's like right in where you want to be for true red light. And then for infrared, it also has 830, which is amazing. That's kind of where you want to be as well. This one runs for 10 minutes. So this one you wear for 10 minutes, which is really nice. There are ones that run for shorter times, and I have one of those, and we'll talk about that, but I really enjoy this. This is really nice. I generally like to wear this style mask, this one and one other one that I have, about 5 days a week, maybe 6 days a week. You can do it more than that if you want to do it 7 days a week, but I feel like a 5 to 6 day a week run is really nice. But they say in general 3 to 5 times a week is ideal for red light masks, which is really great. The LED count on this one is 132, and this one is FDA cleared, which is really nice, and it's FDA cleared for both the red light and the infrared light, and I really enjoy this. It is a very nice and comfortable mask. So let's talk about it really quickly. So this is what it looks like on both sides. It has straps, and I'm just going to show you. So you pull the straps and kind of contour it to your face, which the name Contour for this is very nice and nice. It's very accurate, and this is kind of what it looks like. I like how this strap is longer than the one on the top, because then it kind of contours the bottom of the mask closer to your face, because if not, sometimes depending on your face size, I have a small head, if I don't have one that kind of pulls it a little bit tighter because it is longer, then I feel like it doesn't contour as much and like get close to the bottom of my face as much. So that is why I really like this one. This is kind of the one that I am currently grabbing the most. I just want to show you so that you can see what it looks like. And it's very comfortable to wear. I like that it has a remote here. So what's great about this is it has a removable remote that you charge, but it is all very easy to kind of travel around the house and wear this while kind of walking around making your coffee or whatever it is at the end of the day, or if you don't have a plug near your bed and you're doing it when you're in bed in the morning or at night. This is really easy to use, and it doesn't take that long to charge, which is really nice. And overall, I'm a really big fan of this. I like that it folds up. Not all masks are fold up masks or really kind of soft contouring masks, and so that you can't really travel with them, whereas this is really easy to travel with. And it has a bag that I always kind of put it back in the bag at the end of the day. I do like to wipe my masks off and clean them, and wipe them down with water. I'll occasionally go in with a cotton round that I have sprayed with 70% alcohol, 70 to 90% alcohol, and just wipe them down just to make sure that they're super clean and there's no bacteria or anything like that. So that's kind of how I like to do that, is I like to store them in the bags when I'm done using them, but then I also like to clean them. I'm not always great about cleaning them after every single time, but every single time after I use it, I try to clean it. If not, I'll maybe skip it one day, and then the next day that I'm using, I will make sure to wipe it down and clean it up so that I'm getting rid of any bacteria. Next up, we have the CurrentBody. This is their Series 1. They have come out with a Series 2. I do not have that one, but that one does have even stronger capabilities than this mask, but this one is kind of their standard one that you kind of have seen a lot. And this is also a nice, easy fold-up mask. And this one has the same LED specs, I believe, wavelength and LED specs than the Omnilux. Yes. So the wavelength on this one is 633 plus 830. So it has the red light and the infrared light, which is really nice. I do believe their other one has an additional, like it's more intense, their contour one, and that one is for like really, really deep anti-aging and all of that. So the LED count, the bulb count on this one is also 132, which is great. This is also one that runs for 10 minutes. And it is also FDA cleared, which is really nice. Now, this is what the back of the mask looks like. It just has one strap here, and it kind of just tighten it how you want, and then it is on your face like that. It doesn't contour quite as tightly to the bottom of my face as the Omnilux one, but I do really, really enjoy this mask, even though it doesn't do that, because I feel like it gets, with the way that this tightens and the way that I kind of like put it on and hold it, push it a little bit higher up on the back, the strap, it does get close to my face, just not quite as close as the Omnilux one. Now, this also has a remote style thing. There we go. And it has a noise, and then this is what it looks like. And again, another 10-minute runtime. I really enjoyed this one as well, and I feel like my results have been the same with both of them. I used one for a while, and then I used the other one for a while, and kind of tested them side by side, same kind of time frame. Now, time frame wise, I really want to say with red light masks, you need to be patient. This isn't like a quick, a 2-week thing and you notice a difference. Like, give it 12 weeks. And I know that sounds annoying, but give it 12 weeks. You will notice a difference, and you will be happy you waited and stuck it out, because it really does make a difference. I really, really enjoy this mask as well. It also has a bag that I store it in, and I do the same kind of cleaning for all my masks. So the same way I clean the Omnilux one is the same way I clean the CurrentBody red light mask. Again, this is the series 1, and the next one I also clean the same way, and I really, really enjoy the two ones that are more soft. Now, the next one isn't as soft. It is a hard shell LED mask, and it is this one from Qure. This is, I mean, a thing of nightmares. This is literally so terrifying. When I first put it on, my husband was like, why? And I'm like, good question. Because I need it for science. So the way that this works, if you're not using the app, is you turn it on first. So you click, there's a button right here, click this button, and the light turns on here. Then you hold the button down, and the red light turns on. It's so terrifying. The red light turns on, and then if you want blue light, you click again and you get blue light. I don't use that because I'm not trying to make my hyperpigmentation worse, but for some people you might want to use the blue light. I personally just nope. When I did the research on blue light, I was like, okay, not my journey. Not for me. Not for me, but I really enjoy this. And then you just turn it off. Now let's talk about the specs on this one, because this one is different than the other ones. The wavelengths on this mask are 630 plus 830, so in that red and infrared kind of range. Then it also has the optional option of 415, which is blue light. The LED light count is about 160 on this one, so it does have more LED in this. Runtime on this one is 3 minutes, and the reason for that is because it is more intense of a mask, and because it is a more intense mask, it's one that I prefer to use in that kind of 3 to 5 day range, maybe 4 days, as opposed to the other masks that are less intense. Basically just because I don't want to like intensify any melasma or sunspots on me. Now, that is not something that necessarily would be an issue, but people that do get melasma and stuff like that on their skin, ones that are more intense like this, from what I understand, are not really it. Go with something that is less intense because you just don't want to make the melasma or anything like that worse. Now, I don't have melasma, but I do know that other people in my family have melasma, so I don't want to run the risk of creating it. I don't know. It's just in my mind, but that is something to be aware of, that the more intense bulbs, the ones that are more the 3-minute run, which is this Qure mask, and then also the Dr. Dennis Gross, I believe is around 3 minutes as well, might not work for everyone because of the intensity of the bulbs. And if you are using it, just maybe don't use it 5 days a week and kind of stick to that 3-day, 4-day mark, so you're not kind of creating issues for yourself. So that is all I would say with something that runs a shorter time, is maybe start with like 1 to 2 times a week, kind of see how your skin reacts, because you don't want it to make it kind of worse, and you want to be really eyeing it. Now, with blue light, if you have melasma, no. No, because you don't want it to darken melasma that maybe is already there. So that is just something to be aware of. But overall, I also really like the Qure mask. This is actually the first one that I got, and then I ventured into the Omnilux and CurrentBody territory because I was interested in the ones that had a longer run time. I personally use the Omnilux the most right now, but I do kind of, depending on the day or if I'm rushed, I'll go with something that is the Qure style short 3-minute mask. But overall, I really like red light masks. I've noticed a difference. I feel like other people in my life have also noticed a difference with my skin, with how in general my skin is looking. I swear I noticed a difference in collagen. I would love to know down below, do you use red light masks, and if so, which ones? Are there other products or devices, they don't have to be red light, that I need to try out? Let me know down below, because I love to hear what you guys are loving. And if you have other stuff that's outside of even devices, let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. That is it for my red light mask kind of breakdown. I hope it was informative. I tried to hit all the points, make sure to hit wavelength, number of bulbs, length of kind of time used, and also what you want to look for in specific red light and infrared light, which I feel like are really, that's what you want in a red light mask. Now, blue light, for some people that might work. Also the specs on that, so you can kind of really figure out what works for you, because there's so many masks out there and it's so confusing. And so I kind of just went with ones that I was like, okay, FDA, check. Cool. Now I'm gonna go with kind of ones in that realm, but I know that there's so many other ones out there. I just in general think staying with FDA cleared is kind of the vibe, but you let me know down below if you're using one, what your thoughts are, and if there's other stuff that I can use to like work on collagen production and all that, let me know. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.